Her man wanna take me to dinner. I call him, what's the name? I don't even remember.
Who?
She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. And she said, it's natural. She don't have to. It's not even like talking about fighting. Sometimes people get hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorites.
Greetings again, and if Remy Ma will do one thing, it will be to appear indifferent while keeping abreast of Papoose's activities. Tell me why, despite the fact that Papoose and his new partner, Clarissa Shields, are incompatible, this woman is purportedly moving on and finding love. Things take a crazy turn at this point, because despite everyone's expectation that Remy would formally distance herself from Papoose after being publicly hauled by his new girlfriend, it seems that she is still infatuated with him. According to rumors, Papoose is purportedly preparing to. Since fans are still in disbelief about how Remy and Papoose's romance ended, let's discuss their drama. If anyone was going to succeed, it was these two, who were among the most stable couples in hip-hop. But now that Remy has been accused of cheating, let's take a look at where we are. She ended her relationship with Clarissa at any moment, and she is not coping well with it, as she abruptly stopped talking to her. How have we arrived here? Let's reclaim it. Their entire love story fell apart in front of the world after Remy made serious claims against both of them. Remy Ma was imprisoned for allegedly shooting someone in 2008. Papoose married her while she was still incarcerated, despite the fact that Remy had been incarcerated for nearly 6 years. At the time, most people believed their love was finished, staying behind on her sentence. Given that devotion is more uncommon than unicorns in our field, Papoose's treatment of Remy was, to be honest, almost like something from a Hollywood fairy tale. Fans, however, couldn't help but respect how he maintained it, giving the impression that the link was unshakable. Papoose never faltered. There were never any scandals, allegations of infidelity or side chicks, just unwavering devotion.
After all these years, that Remy Ma and Papoose finally done call it quits. That man got sick of her. Like, ma'am, I sat here all this time and waited on you as a man. Because, you know, that's what women do. That's what women would wait on you. But a man, after you got sentenced, matter of fact, before you even got sentenced, men move on. And they be having about 5, 6, 7, 10 women lined up quick. But this man waited on you while you was locked up. They wouldn't let you out. And I'm talking about he got him a little thunder. Sis is young, pretty. She got her own thing going on, so it ain't like it's one of these little fans or nothing, baby. You up against something. Yeah. And you hurt. Now, you probably was the one in the relationship that was the abusive one. You probably was mental abuse. That man probably was real chill mode. You probably did him real dirty behind closed doors. And he stuck in the paint and stayed with you while you did him dirty. But now it's over with, baby. Karma is something else. Yeah, karma. Matter of fact, it ain't even karma. It's just that man know his worth and he leaving you where you stand at. Back up. Yeah, ain't no more us. Baby, take that ring off. Take it off, baby.
Some rappers have been exposed for cheating every other week, being sucked into turmoil or getting caught up in scamming, but Papoose has stood his ground for years, showing his love for Remy Ma in a way that made fans label him hip-hop legend, or so we thought, since Remy is now saying that Papoose cheated on her throughout her imprisonment. And if they are right, this man really lied to everyone.
They said that Pap came home one day and was talking to Clarissa Shields and fell asleep on the phone.
Yeah, so Remy exposed
how
that.
we got here was
the phone.
Yes, taking this conversation and putting it online though. So y'all saying the same thing.
Yeah, so pretty much that's where we got.
But what is the receipts? Is the receipts that at the same time she's allegedly with Easy, that he was with Clarissa and lying about it? Is that what she's alluding?
Let's go back in time though. Since Papoose was waiting for Remy with open arms, eager to assist her in acclimating to life outside of prison when she finally left the prison gates. As they proceeded to construct their life together, their bond not only endured those years apart, but also strengthened, and by 2018, they were commemorating the Remember the birth of their daughter. They merged the families together brilliantly, showing the world that they had a deep bond. At least, that's what we all thought. Even though Papoose had 3 children of his own, and Remy Ma already had a kid from a prior relationship. When 2023 rolled around, there were abrupt reports that the marriage was in trouble. On the verge of breaking up since their once unbreakable love tale abruptly got wobbly due to Remy's rumored affair with the block captain, battle rapper Easy. But the drama didn't stop with wounded sentiments. It turned into a full-fledged brawl. Rumor has it that Papoose met Easy at a business function. The situation rapidly heated up, and he had no intention of backing down. He is alleged to have instantly and completely knocked Easy out cold. But this is where it got worse. Remy and E joined forces to take on a challenge at a high-stakes rap battle. As you are already aware, there are no rules, no mercy, and no holding in the rap battle. It is solely verbal fighting. He grabbed the microphone in the heat of the moment and shocked the entire crowd with a bombshell. Everything blew up after he'd accused Remy of easily cheating on Papoose. It felt like an open secret when Gotti dropped that bombshell, as if the combat rap community had been discussing it in whispers for some time. It wasn't just a careless charge, but Gotti was the first to declare it out loud in front of cameras on a platform while the entire world was seeing, and he didn't simply ignore the charge and go on. Oh no, after years of protecting her, he walked in and confronted Remy, exposing her for cheating on Papoose. To tell the truth, he made sure that everyone in the room knew that she had deceived him. Gotti also emphasized Papoose's unwavering loyalty in the face of everything. When she turned around and did this after a full prison sentence, ups and downs, and a struggle, the audience exploded in gasps and cries, with some jumping from their chairs. But it was more than just an accusation.
Interview, he showed his admiration and tell the world how he think his woman the greatest. That nigga held you down in prison for 6 years.
The most shocking thing about this whole affair, though, is that E has made no effort to deny it or respond. He didn't try to clear his name instead of demanding a cap. In fact, he basically admitted,
Wanna know who my
It turns out that Papoose wasn't going to sit around and drown in sadness after all those years of commitment and devotion, because he cut off communication with Remy as soon as he found out about her alleged infidelity. According to rumors, he was done with her. There would be no more back-and-forth drama or second chances. Papoose swiftly moved on, rather than waste time being resentful. And you know who he coupled with? Except for world-class boxing champion Claressa Shields. Yes, you read properly. After years of marriage, Papoose started dating one of the strongest athletes in the world. Initially, Remy acted as if she was unaffected by her new relationship and that she had moved on and didn't care.
Turns out Papoose wasn't about to sit around and drown in heartbreak after all those years of loyalty and devotion, because the moment he found out about Remy's alleged cheating, he cut ties immediately. Word on the street is he was done with her. No second chances, no back and forth drama. And instead of wasting time being bitter, Papoose moved on fast. And guess who he linked up with? None other than world-class boxing champion Claressa Shields. Yes, you heard that right. Papoose went from holding down a marriage for years to dating one of the most dominant athletes in the world. At first, Remy acted unbothered, like she had moved on and didn't care. She played it cool, pretending that Papoose's new romance wasn't fazing her.
You wanna know what really gets on my nerves, that grinds my gears, grinds me so bad, is that when y'all think I give a fuck, listen to me. I do not.
Papoose ended his relationship with Remy as soon as he found out about her alleged adultery, proving that he wasn't going to stay around and drown in sadness after all those years of commitment and loyalty. Rumor has it that Papoose was done with her, that there would be no more back and forth drama or second chances, and that he moved on swiftly rather than lingering in bitterness. Do you know who he matched up with? Yes, you heard right. Aside from Claressa Shields, the professional boxing champion, Papoose began dating one of the strongest athletes in the world after years of keeping up a marriage. Initially, Remy acted as if she was unaffected by her new relationship and that she had moved on and didn't care.
We believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like in certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how they feel, y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you deal with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that. I don't give a fuck how you felt. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing? And that's where I come in. She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. It's not even like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports.
We all thought Remy would just move on and let this go. But she wasn't done because a few days ago, she vented about Papoose and Claressa Shields on Instagram, and she brought receipts with her. It was ugly. One of the purported texts that Claressa wrote to Papoose, which Remy shared, said, "Take responsibility. You were the one who was involved." Wednesday, if you can't sleep with me in person or over the phone, it shouldn't be a big issue to inform me you got home safely or that you slept off in the Sprinter. Since it appears like Claire was merely asking Papoose to be truthful with her, let's analyze that. Remy took it as ammunition and made a cruel joke about it by sharing a photo of Papoose's foolish self dozing off on the Claudia Shields over the phone. He's lying there and won't leave my place. When she heard me talk, this girl, who is reportedly a world champion boxer, became afraid and hung up. She continued nevertheless, saying, "I'm telling everything, and you're not alone, baby girl." She further asserted that in an effort to damage my reputation, Claressa Shields and her unscrupulous public relations staff had been making up articles about me on a daily basis. If that wasn't terrible enough, Remy said that Papoose allegedly informed her that she's ugly and that he would never fool with her. He looked like God's gift for too long, so I pleaded with him to say something to halt the story, but he continued telling me to keep quiet. Then she added, "But don't worry, I saw everything, and now the world is going to see it too, because you are so tough, boo. I'm worn out." The internet was on fire by this moment, but Remy wasn't done because she then disclosed how Claressa reportedly freaked out after being called out. "I couldn't be up here exposing her because my PR team would be upset when they saw her blowing up Papoose's phone in a panic, saying, 'I know you hate the internet games, but you need to do something today about this girl.' Before the film was released on December 25, she reportedly said, "Have you got your other phone yet?" I don't care what she puts or says in her story, so don't worry. For some much-needed backstory, the film about Claressa Shields' life will be released on the 25th. She is a world-class boxing champion. Being embroiled in a controversy with a man who is still legally married is the last thing she needs. Miss Shields, given that Remy is disclosing all of her personal information in this way, I took a snapshot of your entire chat before he heeded your advice. Remy isn't holding back, I promise you. She labeled Papoose and Claressa as "poop, you a dummy." He was out here plotting with one of his cronies to get me jailed, the same man I haven't abused in 17 years. That same woman had the chance to exploit my position to discredit me and expose you, but she didn't stop there. She went on to explain that I got all of your messages and pictures from girls and that you were keeping me in check while I was away. He was about to claim that he was the author of my poems, but before he could reveal any personal information about me, Remy spilled even more information. Text messages claiming to depict Claressa begging Papoose for the bare minimum have surfaced this time. I appreciate your candor, but you have to do what you feel is best. One of the messages reads, "I'm not happy, but all right, I'm going to stop. I don't want to stress you, so I'll just stop. How I feel is not warranted. I'm just tired of talking and you not hearing me. I will not elaborate. I'm tripping, and I'm communicating that I want flowers and that I want time set aside for myself." She became angry and complained that she wasn't getting what she wanted from Papoose, saying, "I ask for gifts. I'm lying here feeling stupid because I'm tripping," and Remy, oh, she took full advantage of the situation to mock Claressa's diligence. "Hello, Miss Shields. I am currently a single girlfriend and previously a single spouse. Oh, and let's be honest, he's never going to buy you anything because he thinks he's the prize. He's a taker, not a giver, and I'm the one with the bag." She delivered the final blow. "I'm a good woman, so men can't just walk away from me. You may have expressed that you felt foolish, but you also look foolish." Papoose was called by Remy. After weeks of silence, Papoose replied on social media by labeling Remy a narcissist, presumably because broing and criticizing Claressa at the same moment was the final straw. "I have asked for a divorce multiple times, but instead of dealing with the situation," he stated, "it's sad to say, but Remy is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly now that I finally moved on. She's playing the victim." Chase Cloud continued on social media, saying, "I didn't want to do this internet foolishness for the sake of my 6-year-old daughter, who still has to go to school. She would prefer that they behave more like grown-ups. You won't stop now, even though I remained silent during all of this. I would never get someone arrested, let's be clear. It's easily verifiable that it's just another falsehood. It was you who engaged in lying to the cops." After that, he touched on the delicate topic of Remy's alleged affair with EAS, the block captain, revealing that "This is where Remy was last Christmas when I was at home with my daughter. And now that I've moved on, she's angry and making up lies." Which is narcissistic behavior. The history that took place in front of the world is pathetic, fabricating text to create a false narrative and justify your cheating. "I put him to sleep because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife, which is why I put him to sleep. And Remy woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. I told her we could divorce like adults, but she refused because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out. I still have messages from her begging me to lie about it. In other words, he hit easy with the final humiliation." Papoose claimed that Remy had left the daughter on Christmas, but she quickly denied his accusation, saying, all you do is lie that you look okay in the background. Regardless of anything, I am always with my baby on any important day. However, Remy didn't stop there, as she also disclosed another part of their breakup that no one had expected. She went on, "I've been pleading with you to leave and for us to get a private divorce for years, but you claimed that the only way you would do so would be by making a big deal out of it." Remy Papoose had a severe gambling problem and tried to pressure her for money to make their divorce moot. "You know," Remy said. Now let's pause right there, because if that's true, Papoose wasn't just holding on. He was waiting to turn this into a messy spectacle. They record me saying things like, "Oh, not Remy Ma calling the police for help," in an attempt to set me up. I'm not the social media type, and you use that against me in the same way that you use my morals because of my upbringing and my so-called gangster girl image. You're a snitch, you're a rat. Call your brothers, call Joe, they say, and then they expose me even more. If you thought that was bad, Remy then accused him of being jealous of her success and called him out for supporting other battle rappers while secretly detesting her battle rap league, saying you hated that I started a battle. You drove away my family, friends, and everyone who ever supported me, and my foolish self was out there defending you, telling them not to say anything about who you really were. Then she put a stop to the knockout allegations, stating, "I'm so tired of this fake knockout story. Rap League, you were upset that I was helping other rappers instead of just you, and you literally threatened to try to ruin it. Everyone heard what they believe happened, but they didn't see it. You keep attempting to hide it, but in reality, you entered wearing a mask like a nighttime thief. You went behind my back feeding my own battle rappers false stories, paying for information, creating a false narrative to the public, and then you made me go to the awards with you." Remy said that the worst part was when she accused Papoose of paying people to spread false information about her, claiming that Papoose was feeding false information to battle rappers in her own company. Remy Ma returned with more serious charges, saying that Papoose had touched her just when you thought this drama couldn't get much worse, and pretended everything was fine because you were jealous of how I was treated as though I truly meant something. She posted on the internet, "Play with the police, Pap, so you forget that the pool's renovation was never finished since you." The audio and video continue to lie, which escalates the situation to a whole new level of seriousness because up until now, their messy split has been about drama, manipulation, and cheating, but now that Remy is claiming physical violence was involved, it's clear that their marriage has been in crisis for a long time. "We were assaulting me in the garage, and the workers called the police to get you to leave me," she said, adding, "I'm not making this up." It's getting worse because Remy shared screenshots of Clarissa in her photos, revealing that she and Clarissa were actually cool before she started messing with Papoose. This is in spite of the fact that they were regarded as hip-hop's most stable couple for years, and they spent years pretending to be the perfect black love couple. "It's crazy. I made a monster. I praised you knowing that things weren't right, but I remained silent knowing the truth. You feel comfortable lying to these people because you know what I got. I promise you that you will be sorry. Here's Papoose's weird ex-girlfriend wishing me a happy new year." A few days before all of this, she was actually asking me for advice on how to flaunt her body. That was all for Clarissa. After weeks of being dragged and replaced, she finally clapped back, saying, "It's unbelievable that a 45-year-old woman is acting like such a clown." Remy shot her back, saying, "I'm not 45 yet, but you are 29, and I'll just say this. You're not aging like wine again, though I'm not your enemy. You should ask your lover to buy you flowers and gifts, but he didn't answer any of your messages. phones because he was with his Cali girl this week, not her disclosing that Papoose had already cheated on Clarissa. I'm not a chick you can bully. You're bitter and mad, and you're making yourself look stupid. Just stop it. Clarissa refused to accept that, so she accused Remy of fabricating the texts to start trouble writing. Then, she went one step further and confronted Remy directly. Declaring Clarissa Shields versus Remy Ma, Remy got into a fight. Come get your behind woot, crash out, not the fist being thrown, but when February 2nd finally came and went, Remy was nowhere to be found. However, let's be honest, this was not shocking because, despite Remy's fierceness, Clarissa is an MMA fighter and a professional boxer, so she would have destroyed Remy before she even had a chance to fight. An opportunity to quarrel, but for someone who claims to be done with Papoose, Remy appears to be very interested in keeping tabs on their relationship, and now there are rumors that Papoose is planning to pop the question to Clarissa. Remy is also unhappy, and her relationship with EAS, the block captain, isn't going well, and there are rumors that he is already having affairs with other women. Since Clarissa is by his side and has made it clear that she is ready to become his wife, Papoose isn't wasting any time in the interim. He has already begun searching for a ring and isn't hiding his new passion in any way. It shouldn't be shocking that you lose them the way you gain them.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's not one of those things I was like, you know, I want to keep him all to myself.
Interview 2417/2448. At this time, Remy is most likely crying, throwing up, and questioning every decision she has ever made because, let's face it, she lost a man who had been her rock for years and watched him walk on with his life. I'm interested in your thoughts on this. She's a champion boxer who is ready to marry him, but she's stuck fighting with a talented fighter while her own relationship is collapsing. Is this revenge? Do you believe Papoose and Clarissa are genuinely in love? Will Remy ever forgive them? Click the like button and leave a comment below. Subscribe and watch this video for more updates.